Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is a new year and we have a couple of things to talk about today.
Well, the moment you felt you could start over new was the same that you realized the stories were true. You opened your eyes and the world you could see wasn't dim, it was brighter. You'd have to agree. Oh, now your fears are gone. They were buried with the dawn. And oh, now you feel alive for the very first time. Oh, now your fears are gone. They were buried with the dawn. And oh, now you feel alive for the first time. Not hold me yet. Not hold me yet. No, you're not home yet. No, you're not home, but you finally found the way.
First, we're going to go through all of my goals from last year, whether or not I completed them, and then all of my new goals for this year. Bear with me because I'm not totally completely finished with this list, so it might be a couple of parts put together here. But first, let's go over my 2021 goals, what I accomplished and what I didn't. Number one, getting monetized on YouTube, as it has been every year. Still didn't accomplish that. The requirements are increasing every single year, so it gets harder and harder every year to accomplish this, but it's still something that I strive towards. Number two, have a successful birth center birth. Done, good, everything was great, loved it. Number three, start and maintain a workout slash food regimen. So the first half of this did not go well at all. We used to take daily walks and that was like it, but after that, after it got cold, nothing. And then the other half of this was, having a good food regimen, which, we're actually eating meals at home most of the time, so I've considered that one accomplished. Number four was to finish a novel. I didn't finish a novel this year. I only have like 2 chapters left of it, so I did make a lot of progress in that, but I still did not finish it. Number five, have monthly craft and wine night. Did do that every single month, whether we did craft night or game night, because sometimes people are more interested in game night than crafts. We still did something every month. Number six, write and record 5 songs. I did not do this. Number seven, be debt free. We got about halfway, and then things kind of started happening. So we are still on that journey, but we are twice as close as we were last year, if that makes sense. We are halfway completed with this goal. Number eight, buy a new car. We did this. Number nine, amp up my YouTube videos. I firmly believe that I did this in terms of, giving people what they wanted, less based around just the goals and more around like my everyday life to get to those goals. Give me any suggestions that you might have for amping up videos in the future. Number 10, renew the 2022 lease. We didn't do it for an entire year. We're just going month to month. So we may be here for a year, we may not, but that leaves a little bit of flexibility for what life might bring this year. Number 11, travel again. This absolutely was accomplished. We went to Florida, my husband and I did, and we went to Disney, which was really cool. So that was amazing. Number 12 was finding my passion with work and sorting things out. And at the very end of last year, my husband and I kind of came to a conclusion in terms of work. I was doing some like food delivery kind of things and a whole bunch of other stuff. And what we decided to do is while last year I started my wedding business, I love it and I will be continuing that. However, I will no longer be paying for the advertising just because the cost doesn't outweigh the benefits, even though I'm making more than what it costs. It's just a lot for me right now to do with the extra inquiries that I have through that. So I'm going to be focusing on, doing fewer of those and just being able to focus on what I have booked for this year, unless I get anything through Facebook. Then I have number 13, building my spiritual relationship. I really started this at the beginning of the year. I worked on it a lot. We've been going to what we call second church to just really like increase my spirituality. And then I've also started doing a chapter of Bible every day on top. Like I worked on this a lot last year, but I've been trying to put it specifically into my morning routine. which I'll talk about in a little bit. So that one's accomplished. And then budgeting and being able to have like a really good Christmas and giving to people as much as we can. I really, really, really think that we did probably one of the best jobs on this that we have done ever. And I'm really proud of our accomplishment for this. The number 15 is worry less. I have felt a lot more free, a lot more of the ability to just kind of live life. And there are a lot of things that are still concerning. And you have those moments when you're like, oh my gosh, this is impossible. How am I going to do this? But sitting down and dealing with it in the moment, working through it, trying to find, multiple solutions to a problem, and then kind of letting it go and focusing on those solutions that we have in mind has really helped with this one. So I would say that it is accomplished. So out of everything that I had on this list, only 4 of these things didn't get accomplished, so I have 11 out of 15. Technically, it's like 11 and a half out of 14. I did 11 and a half out of 15, right? 10 and a half, because it's 4 and then a half of one. Like it was 2 parts and I did half of it. So about 11 things I got accomplished. I want to say that compared to 2020, that was a higher percentage. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a higher percentage because I think I got like 11 or 12 out of 20. So it's definitely a higher percentage, but it's about the same amount that I accomplished. So I'm going to stick with the 15 goals, but my 15 goals for 2022 are, again, for the 3rd year in a row, get monetized on YouTube. I feel like this is a really good goal to have as like a consistent, yup, this is what I'm doing, because it is, a YouTube goal. Not obviously my only YouTube goal, but one for sure. My second one is to get pregnant and have baby number 2. I would really like to get pregnant in like March and then have a baby in like December. That's my ideal timeline. I know things don't work on my time. I'm just saying, if I had a choice in the matter, that would be what I think is best, but I obviously know that God knows what is actually best. So I would just really like to have another baby this year. Obviously not super early, but I would love to have a December baby, because then it'd be a December baby, and then baby would be like a month old when Gabriel turned 2. And I think that's a really good age where he's not quite 2. All I know is I really don't want to have another January baby if I can help it. Especially not like 2 in a row, just because I feel like that's really hard when they're little. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's cool, I don't really know. If you have kids that have a birthday in the same month that are really close together in age, let me know how that went. I would be really nervous that I would have the baby like right before his birthday or after his birthday and either be like really decommissioned, whether I'm tired from just having had a baby, although Gregory would be home, so that would help a little bit, or right before having a baby and be like, I'm really hoping with this pregnancy to do a lot more in terms of like my health and stuff to keep myself from having the issues that I had in my last pregnancy. But I still want to, not be like, oh, I'm at the end of pregnancy, and that just general like end of pregnancy exhaustion to like overcome me and not be able to like celebrate his birthday with him in the same way. And he'll be 2, so he'll understand it a little bit more than he does this year. He may not have like long lasting memories of it, but I just feel like, he's at that age where he can get disappointed, and I don't want to disappoint him when he's that little, like, right away. That's not the first impression that you want of your sibling, is that they're making your mom not spend your birthday with them. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not something I should worry about, but that's one of my reasons for not wanting. And I don't want to celebrate both their birthdays in January because, like, spread them out. Birthdays are fun. Anyway, number 3 is to get a gym membership. I really want to do this. But with the new like jobs that I have going on, which I'll touch on later, I will have maybe not a need for this, but I still would like to do it to have the ability to like go swimming and stuff. Number 4, start a writers group. So I've actually kind of started on this, but essentially, Pepper's excited because she's going to be involved. We're going to put together a writers group. It may start out small. It may just be the 2 of us, but we'll still have fun with that. And it'll be kind of like, if it's just the two of us, it'll be different. But essentially, I intend to put together like a little like brainstorming class. Like, hey, come when you can. It's twice a month. At the beginning of the month, we talk about your goals for the month. At the end of the month or midway through the month, whatever, we talk about like how those goals are going for you, et cetera, et cetera. Really excited for it. Can't wait to actually get started on it. I'm hoping to get it all put together this week. So if we can't meet by the end of this week, we can meet at the beginning of next week. I'm hoping for like Saturday afternoon, evening time, for just this month on like this coming Saturday. I think would be great because we have nothing going on. It's like the only Saturday we have nothing going on. So really excited. Number 5 is to finish another book. So I have finished a book written in my actual goals. I want to finish the book that I'm currently was supposed to finish for this 2021, and then I want to finish the other book. So I have 2 of them on here, and I know that it's a bit of a stretch, but I feel like with Writers Group I can finish both because neither of them are like starting from the beginning. They're not going to be perfect, but the stories will be complete. So goal number 6 is to post a song monthly on Instagram. I did this already back in December. I still want to do it January through December of this year, but I posted my first one in December, and kind of like the story that goes along with it. It will be in a highlight reel on my Instagram, so if you're not following, feel free to go check it out. It's also posted on my Instagram right now, my first monthly song. Number 7 is to get to finishing our debt freedom path, so being debt free. We were really close on this last year. We're finishing the second half of it this year. Number 8, get a second car. In whatever capacity that is. Right now, we do have my sister's car, but hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be able to, have purchased the house, be good with that, and then either, get like a crappy beater car or something like that, just to have a second car, especially if I'm continuing to work. Number 9 is to have a consistent work schedule. So we're setting this up right. I'm kind of taking like a step back from the things that are a little bit more flexible, and I'm setting up, my work schedule. I restarted at my old serving job at Perkins. This week I work Monday and Wednesday. If that's what I continue to work, then it kind of works out really well with my schedule for my other things that I have going on. But I work Monday at Perkins. Tuesday is recording a podcast. Wednesday is work at Perkins. Thursday, recording another podcast. I can babysit in there during the day, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. And then I'm able to, where was I going with that? Babysitting is the only like flexible part of that. And then, I'm still getting YouTube videos up when I can for Friday and Monday. Speaking of, I still have the goal, this is in my work schedule, to have Monday and Friday videos. I didn't start the year off that way. This is going up for Monday. It's Sunday right now. And I just did that because I needed a break at the end of the year. And if you guys saw one of my last videos of Vlogmas, then you kind of understand what was going on with that. But we're moving forward now. We're doing well. Number 10 is to buy a house. Super excited for this one. Number 11 is to go on a vacation kind of as a household. We kind of all said we were going to do this together, to Colorado. It may be a more extensive vacation. It really just depends monetarily where we are in 2022. Number 12 is successfully complete my 2022 wedding load. So I want to really focus on the weddings that I have for this year that are already booked and just really make them above and beyond, and then, complete them all successfully. That's really my focus, especially with work to do for weddings. Then number 13 is morning and evening prayers with Gabriel, as he's going to be 1. I really want to start getting in the habit of saying prayers in the morning with him, and at meal times, and in the evening, before he goes to bed and stuff like that. And, as I work on myself, it's also important to model that behavior for my son. So I really want to start working on that, because it's a little, even if it's saying one prayer at night or in the morning, or both obviously is what I want to get to eventually. I want him to grow those good habits. Number 14 is work on my long-term emergency fund savings. So essentially kind of the process here is first work on being debt-free, because there's no house right now that we're looking at then it's to buy a house. Those ones are like tied. Like basically until there's a house that we want to buy, we're working on paying down any debt that we have remaining, which is not much. And then as soon as we find a house that we want, that, switches up. And then it's, buy the house, focus on that. Obviously, if we can continue to pay debt down in that time, great. Otherwise, we're focusing on putting money into that down payment, buying a house. So those are like top two. Then it's getting another car, and our Colorado vacation. Again, those are like kind of, again, timeline where we are in terms of buying a house, second car, all that kind of stuff. I feel like the vacation thing is going to be kind of in the summer, so it'll probably be, if we haven't purchased a house by that point in time, we'll be debt free. With the path that we should be following at that point, we should have more than enough in terms of our income in order to take care of that. I have to go through and actually like sit down and write that out, but anyway, yes, so those are like the next two, and then fifth on that list, like by the end of the year, I hope to have all of those things taken care of, paid for. Nothing is like, oh, this is paid for, but it's on the credit card and we have to pay it back. All of it's completely like $0 on the credit card. The only two loans we have are our one car loan and maybe two if we can afford it, but one car loan is ideal, and then the house payment. And those are the only two like debt that we have. Everything else is like zero, and then we can start working on our long-term emergency savings, which is I think it's supposed to be 3 months of expenses. So those expenses that like don't go away. So like your mortgage, your water bill, your heating, your electricity, phone bill, gas, that kind of stuff. You save up 3 months of those funds so that if you were to like lose your job or something and you can't collect unemployment or just whatever, you've got 3 months to like, you have something there as a cushion. And that is like my next step in savings. And then once we get that saved up, I have ideas for what's next, but not yet, not this year. But then is to like be able to start that and be like, okay, we're at zero with everything else, obviously except for the car and the house. So our first like, $5 is going into that at the end of the year, right? I don't expect to like get far on this, just more like be set up to pursue this in 2023. Then number 15 and my final goal is to journal. This is my emotional goal for the year, and I don't have any real restrictions on this except I want to journal in some capacity, and I don't know if I'm going to focus more on like trying to journal monthly. Like I don't want to put a quantitative amount on it, but just to do it more than I did last year, which was 0 times. So yes, that's a recap of my 2021 goals and an intro to my 2022 goals. What do you guys think? I would love your feedback and your opinions. Let me know you're here if you'll be watching this year. Although this channel does revolve around my goals and me accomplishing them, I am very much focused on the shift that I made last year into showing that by showing like the daily routines that I go through, the things that I do. My son is turning 1, so my life looks a lot different than it did the last time like I recorded a routine video, which I think he was like 8 months old. And I want to show you what that looks like. I've redone my house. Like, so many things have changed. And I want to show you all those things. So let me know if you're coming along on this journey. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get notifications for when more videos come out. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Love, Genevieve.